Lost generation. The lost generation generally refers to people born between 1883 and 1900. The name reflects the hardship, uncertainty, and disappointment that define much of their lives. They lived through the First World War from 1914 to 1918, a conflict that claimed more than 15 million lives and left over 20 million people wounded. Before the world had a chance to recover, the Spanish flu pandemic struck in 1918, killing even more people over the next 2 years than the war itself. As if that wasn't enough, the Great Depression began in the early 1930s, bringing massive unemployment and widespread poverty. Many people lost hope for the future, and this overwhelming sense of despair is why they became known as the lost generation. Despite these extraordinary hardships, many individuals from this generation helped shape the modern world. One remarkable example is Niels Bohr, whose work on quantum physics and the Bohr model of the atom laid the foundation for modern physics. Greatest generation. The greatest generation usually refers to people born between 1901 and 1927. They earned this name because of their resilience, achievements, and contributions during some of history's most difficult times. They grew up during the Great Depression and later fought or supported their countries during the Second World War, the deadliest conflict in human history. After the war, many also lived through the decades-long Cold War. Rather than giving up, this generation helped rebuild nations and drive enormous progress in science, technology, industry, aviation, communications, medicine, politics, and entertainment. Their efforts transformed the modern world. Some of the best-known people from this generation include John F. Kennedy, Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, Che Guevara, and Marilyn Monroe. Silent generation. The silent generation includes people born between 1928 and 1945. The name comes from the belief that many grew up in a time when discipline, conformity, stability, and keeping a low profile were highly valued after years of war and economic hardship. Many experienced the Second World War as children, followed by the Cold War, the Korean War, the rise of television, and major social changes throughout the 1950s and beyond. Many entered the workforce at a young age, learning that survival often meant working hard instead of complaining. This reputation for endurance and quiet determination is one reason they became known as the silent generation. Famous people from this generation include Elvis Presley and the renowned physicist Stephen Hawking. Baby boomers. The baby boomer generation generally consists of people born between 1946 and 1964. The name comes from the dramatic increase in birth rates that followed the Second World War, when many countries experienced a population boom. They grew up during a period of strong economic growth, rising living standards, and rapid technological progress. This generation also played a major role in social movements, fighting for civil rights, gender equality, and greater personal freedom. Well-known baby boomers include Bill Gates, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Michael Jackson. Generation X. Generation X includes people born between 1965 and 1980. The letter X was chosen because it symbolized something unknown or undefined. Unlike previous generations, many people in Generation X did not follow traditional life paths. They grew up during a time of rapid social change, including the rise of personal computers, increasing divorce rates, greater gender equality, and the end of the Cold War. Generation X witnessed the birth of the internet and the earliest forms of online communication and social media, making them the bridge between the analog and digital worlds. Famous members of Generation X include Leonardo DiCaprio, David Beckham, and Elon Musk. Millennials. Millennials, also known as Generation Y, are generally defined as people born between 1981 and 1996. Their name comes from the fact that many reached adulthood around the year 2000, the beginning of a new millennium. They experienced the rapid expansion of the internet, smartphones, and social media. They also lived through major global events, including the September 11th attacks, the Great Recession, and significant changes in education and the workplace. Millennials grew up without constant internet access but became adults in a fully connected digital world. They helped shape online communication, streaming culture, entrepreneurship, and modern career paths. Famous millennials include Lionel Messi and Taylor Swift. Generation Z. Generation Z includes people born between 1997 and 2012. The name simply follows Generation X and Generation Y, making Z the next letter in the sequence. This is the first generation to grow up with smartphones, high-speed internet, social media, and digital technology as everyday parts of life. Their generation has experienced the global financial recovery, growing concerns about climate change, the COVID-19 pandemic, and increasing conversations about mental health and social justice. Many researchers have also noted rising levels of anxiety and depression among young people, while at the same time this generation is more informed about politics, social issues, and personal rights than many generations before them. Well-known members of Generation Z include Billie Eilish, Kylian Mbappé, and Greta Thunberg. Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha generally refers to people born between 2013 and 2024. The name was chosen because researchers moved from the Latin alphabet to the Greek alphabet after Generation Z, symbolizing a completely new beginning. Generation Alpha is the first generation born entirely in the 21st century. They are growing up surrounded by artificial intelligence, tablets, smart devices, and advanced digital technology from an incredibly young age. Their childhood has already been shaped by the COVID-19 pandemic, increasing awareness of climate change, and rapid advances in education and technology. Although their long-term impact is still unfolding, many experts believe Generation Alpha will become the most technologically connected generation in history. That's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might find it useful. And once you've subscribed, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a future video. If you have any questions, feedback, thoughts, or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.